वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रम उपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्था देवाय तस्मै नमः। Today is Vaishnava Ekadasi. I thought we'll recite Vishnu Sahasranamam. It will take about 25 minutes. Then we'll continue the satsung. Okay. We can chant together. If you got the book, you please look at the book. We'll chant together. Maybe you can unmute your microphones so that we are able to synchronize. You can unmute. Om Hari Om Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnu
शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं
Prasannavanam Jaya
सर्वविघ्नोपशान्ते
Yasyadgaradavakradhya Parishadhya Parasakam Vignam Nigdanti Satatam Vishwasenam Tamasre Vyasam Vasistharam Satyam Pramakalmasham Parasaratham Vande Sutatakam Taponidhim Vyasaya Vishwarupaya Vyasadupaya Vishtave Namo Vaidhaye Vasisthaya Namo Namaha Avikaraya Siddhaya Nityaya Paramatmane Sadaika Rupa Rupaya Vishnave Smarana Matrena Janma Samsara Bandhanat Vimuchyate Namastasmai Vishnave Prabhavishnave Om Namo Vishnave Prabhavishnave Shri Vaishampaya Namo Acharya Sutva Dharmana Parashena Pavanani Sasavata Yudhishthira Santanavam Purareva Vyabhasata Yudhishthira Vacha Imekam Daivatam Lokekam Parayana Swantakam Kamaksanta Prapyurmanam Shubham Ko Dharma Sarva Dharmana Paramo Matah Pinjapan Muchyate Jantur Janma Sansara Bandhanat Sri Vishnu Vacha Jagat Prabhum Devatevam Anantam Purushottamam Vannama Sahasrena Purushasadapatitaha Tameva Nityam Bhaktyam Yayam Swarnamatyam Yadamanam Tameva Anadinidhanam Vishtam Sarvalokam Maheshwaram Lokadhyaksham Swam Nityam Sarvadukka Brahmanyam Sarvadharmanyam Lokanam Kirtanam Lokanatham Mahadbhutam Sarvabhutabhavam Yesame Sarvadharmanam Yad Bhaktya Pundarikam Sada Paramamyo Mahateja Paramamyo Mahatapaha Paramamyo Mahabrahma Paramahayana Pavitranam Mangalam Daivatam Devatanam Bhutanam Yata Sarvani Bhutani Bhavanyadi Ugagame यस्मिन् च
यज्ञान्ति पुनरेव
पुनरेव
युगस्य
तस्य
तस्य
लोकप्रधानस्य
लोकप्रधानस्य
जगन्नाथस्य
जगन्नाथस्य भूपते
विष्णोर्नाम
विष्णोर्नाम
सहस्रमे
सहस्रं शृणु
पापभयापहम्
पापभयापहम्
यानि नामानि गौणानि विख्यातानि महात्मनः
विख्यातमहात्मनः
पृथिवीः
ऋषिभिः
परिचितानि
परिचितानि
तानि
तानि
वक्ष्यामि
वक्ष्यामि
भूतये
भूतये
श्रीनाम्ना
ऋष्यशृङ्गस्य वेदव्यासो महामुनिः
चन्द्रोदयप्रकाशो
चन्द्रदेवो
भगवतीश्वरः अमृतां सोद्भवो
अमृतोद्भवो बीजं शक्तिर्देवकी नन्दनः
तस्य
यस्तस्य शान्त्यर्थे विनिज्यते
विष्णुं ज्येष्ठं
विष्णुं
महाविष्णुं
महाविष्णुं प्रभविष्णुं महेश्वरम्
अनेकरूपदैत्यान्तं
अनेकरूपदैत्यान्तं
नमामि
नमामि
पुरुषोत्तमम्
पुरुषोत्तमम्
अस्य श्रीविष्णुदिव्यसहस्रनामस्तोत्रमहामन्त्रस्य श्रीवेदव्यासो नमामि अनुष्टुप्छन्दः
अनुष्टुप्छन्दः
श्रीमहाविष्णुपरमात्मा श्रीमन्नारायणो देवता अमृतां
अमृतां सोद्भवानुरिति
सोद्भवत्वानुरिति
बीजम्
देवकीनन्दनसृष्टिः
देवकीनन्दनसृष्टेति शक्तिः
उद्भवक्षोभणो देव इति परमो
देवदेवगिरि परमो मन्त्रः
शङ्खब्रह्मनिरतै शक्तिः
शक्तिविकीलकम्
गदाधर इत्यस्त्रम् अथाङ्गपाणिरक्षोभ्यैति नेत्रम्
शाङ्गदन्वागदाधरैर्यस्त्रम्
त्रिसामासामगस्वामीति कवचम् आनन्दं
आनन्दं
परब्रह्मेत्योनिः
परब्रह्मेरियोनिः
चतुस्वरसनकाल इति
दर्शनकाल इति
दिग्बन्धः
दिग्बन्धः
श्रीविश्वरूपैति ध्यानम्
श्रीविश्वरूपेति ध्यानम्
श्रीमहाविष्णुप्रीत्यर्थे
श्रीमहाविष्णुप्रीत्यर्थे
सहस्रनामजपे नियोगः
सहस्रनामजपे विनियोगः
ध्यानम्
ध्यानम्
विनोदन्वत्प्रदेशे
मन्मत्प्रदेशे शिशिमणिविलसस्यैकते मौक्तिकानाम्
मालाकृष्णासनस्तत्पट्टमौलिधरैर्मौक्तिकैर्मण्डितः
मालाकृष्णासनस्तत्पट्टिकाङ्गः
शुभ्रैरभ्रैरुदभ्रैरुपरिविलितकैर्मुखसपीयूषवर्षैः
शुभ्रैरभ्रैरुदभ्रैरुपरीयुषवर्षैः
आनन्दीन
आनन्दीन
पुनीयादरिनरिनगदा शङ्खपाणिर्मुकुन्दः
शङ्खपाणिर्मुकुन्दः
भूपादवीयस्याभिर्वेद
पार्थव्यस्य नाभिर्वेदसुरनिलचन्द्रसूर्योऽसनेत्रे कर्णावासास्योत्थामदिगगनो यस्य
अन्तस्थं यस्य विश्वं
अन्तस्तस्य
सुरनरजगतो
विश्वस्य
चित्रं रं
चित्रं
रमेशं
रमेशेशं त्रिभुवनवपुषं विष्णुमीशं नमामि
ॐ नमो भगवते
भगवते
वासुदेवाय
वासुदेवाय
शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं
सुरेशं
विश्वाधारं
विश्वाधारं
जगदः
जगत्सदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभाङ्गम्
शान्तं कमलनयनं योगिहृद्यानगम्यं
कमलनयनं योगिगृध्यानकम्यं वन्दे विष्णुभवभयहरम्
लोकैकनाथं यस्यामं पीतकौसयवासं श्रीवत्साङ्गं
श्रीवत्साङ्गं कौस्तुभोद्भासिताङ्गम्
पुण्योपेतं पुण्डरीकं
அற்புதம் அவன் மகிமை அரும் பொருளே ஸ்ரீ
रुक्मिणी
रुक्मिणी
सत्यभामाभ्यां सहितं
सत्यभामाभ्यां सहितं
कृष्णमाश्रये
कृष्णमाश्रये
हरि ओम् ॐ नमो नारायणाय ॐ नमो भगवते
भगवते
वासुदेवाय
वासुदेवाय
ॐ श्रीं
ॐ
विष्णवे नमः
श्रीं विश्वस्य नमः
ॐ
ॐ
तं विष्णुर्वषट्कारो
तं विष्णुरस्ततो
भूतभव्यो
भूतभव्यभवत्प्रभुः
भूतकृत्पुतो
भूतभृत्पातो भूतात्मा भूतभावनः
भूतात्मा परमात्मा
भूतात्मा परमात्मा त्वमुक्तानां परमागतिः
अद्वयपुरुषः
अव्ययः
साक्षी
पुरुषसाक्षी क्षेत्रज्ञोत्तर एव च
योगो योग विदानेता प्रधान पुरुषेश्वरः नारसिंहो श्रीमान
नारसिंहो श्रीमान केशवोत्तमः सर्वशिवस्थाणुर्भुजादिनिधिरव्ययः
संभवो भावनो भक्ता प्रभव
प्रभवप्रभुरीचरः
स्वयंभू संबुरादित्य पुष्कराश्रमः स्वनः
स्वनः अनादिनिधनोद्धाता विधाता दुरुत्तमः
अप्रमेयो
अप्रमेयो ऋषिकेश पद्मनाभो मरप्रभुः
विश्वकर्मा मनुष्पष्टा सवितः अग्राह्य
कृष्णोदाक्षप्रदर्शनः
प्रभु
त्रिकुक्ताम पवित्र मंगलम परम
ईशान प्राणद प्राणो
ज्येष्ठ प्रजापति
हिरण्यगर्भो भूगर्भो माधो मधुसूदनः ईश्वरो विक्रमी धन्वी
दंडी मेधावी विक्रम क्रमः
अनुत्तमो दुरादर्श
अनुत्तमोदरादर्श कृतज्ञ कृत्यात्मवान्
सुरेश शरणं
सर्वविश्वरेता प्रजाभवः
संवत्सरो
संवत्सरोऽव्याल प्रत्यय सर्वदर्शनः
अज सर्वेश्वर
अज सर्वेश्वर सिद्ध सिद्धि सर्वाधिरच्युतः
उषा
कपिरमेयात्मा सर्वयोग विनिश्रुतः वसुवसुमः
अमोघ
पुण्डरीकाक्षो विषकर्मा विषाकृतिः
रुद्रो
अमृतशाश्वतस्थाणुर्वरारोहो महातपाः जनार्दनः
वेदो वेद
वेदवित्तभिः लोकाध्यक्षो धर्माध्यक्ष कृतः चतुरात्मा चतुर्व्यूह चतुर्थंश्चतुर्भुजः राजिष्णुर्भोजनं भोक्ता सहिष्णु जगदाजयः अनघो विजयो विश्वयोनि पुनर्वसुः
उपेन्द्रो वामन
प्रांशो आमोघ सुसुरुर्जुदः
अतीन्द्र संग्रह
सर्गो धृतात्मा नियमो यमः
वेद्यो वैद्य सदा योगी
वीरः माधवो मधुः
अतीन्द्रियो महामायो
मायो महासाहो महाबलः
महाबुद्धिर्महावीर्यो
महाशक्तिर्महातुतिः
अनिर्देशो
श्रीमान हमें आत्मा महात्रिरुक् महेश्वासो मयि भर्ता श्रीनिवास सदांगरिः अनिरुद्धसुरानन्दो गोविन्दो गोविदाम्बरिः
हरिचित्तमनो
हंस सुवर्णो भुजगोत्तमः हिरण्यनाभः पत्नीनाभ प्रजापतिः
अमृतिक सर्वदृक्
संपदा संधिमान् शिरः अजो विचृतात्मा सुरारिः
गुरुर्गुरुतमो धाम
सत्य सत्य पराक्रमः
निमिषो
निमिषोदारदीः
अग्रणीर्ग्रामणे
श्रीमान् न्यायो नेदा समीरणः
सहस्रमूर्धा
विश्वात्मा सहस्रपाद
आवर्तनो
निवृत्तात्मा समृद्ध संभ्रमर्दनः
आह
संवर्तको वह्निरनिलो धरणीधरः सुप्रसाद प्रसन्नात्मा विश्वतृक् विश्वभुक्तिः
सत्कर्ता सप्तसाधुर्यो
नारायणो नरः
असंख्येयो
प्रमेयात्मा विशिष्ट शिष्टरुत्सुसगी सिद्धार्थ सिद्ध संकल्प सिद्धि साधनः विषायी विषभो विष्णुर्विषभर्वा विशोदरः
वर्धनो
वर्धमानच्च विविक्त श्रीसागरः
सुभुजो दुर्धरो
वाग्मी महेन्द्रो वसुदो वसुवो ऐकरूपस्य विविष्ट प्रकाशनः ओजस्तेजोच्युतिधर प्रकाशात्मा प्रदापनः वृत्तस्पष्टश्च मंत्र संत्रां सुरभास्करस्तुतिः अमृतांशोद्भवो भानु च सबिन्दु सुरेश्वरः औषधं जगदस्य यदु सत्यकर्म पराक्रमः भूतभव्यपवन पावनो नलः
कामः
कामप्रदप्रभुः युगावर्तो नेकमायो महासनः
अदृश्यो
अदृश्य व्यक्त रूपच्च सहस्रजिदनंदजित
विशिष्ट
इष्टो विशिष्ट षष्ठेष्ट सिगंडी नवशो वृषभ
क्रोध
क्रोध कृत्कर्ता विश्वबाहुर्मयि दरग
अच्युत
अच्युत प्रतित प्राण प्राणदो वासवान जग
अपान
अपन्नधिष्ठानम अप्रमत्त प्रतिष्ठितग
स्कंद
स्कंद स्कंद दरो वरदो वायुवागनग
वासुदेव
वासुदेव बृहत्पानुरादिदेव पुरंदरग
अशोक
अशोक स्तारण स्तार सूर सौरी जनेश्वरग
अनुकूल
अनुकूल सदा वट्ट पत्नी पद्म निवेक्षणग पद्मनाभो रवीन्द्राक्ष पद्मकल्प शरीर कृत महतर वृतात्मा महाक्षो गरुड़ध्वजग
अतुल सरभो
अखिल सरभो भीमस्य मेन्यो हरिहरिः सर्वलक्षण लक्षण्यो लक्ष्मी भान समितिञ्जयग
विक्षरोहितो
विक्षरोहितो
मार्गो
मार्गो
दामोदर
वेदुर्दामोदरसः
महीधरो
महीधरो
महाभागो
महाभागो वेगवानमिदासनग
उद्भव
उद्भव
क्षोभणो
क्षोभणो देव श्रीकर्भ परमेश्वरग
करणं
करणं कारणं कर्ता विकर्ता कानो गुहः
व्यवसायो
व्यवसायो
व्यवस्थान
व्यवस्थान संस्थान स्थानतोत्रुवः
परदि
परदि परमस्पष्टतुष्टपुष्ट सुवेक्षणः
रामो विरामो
रामो
विरजो
विरामो विरदो मार्गो नेयो नयनः
वीरः
वीरशक्तिमतां श्रेष्ठो धर्मो धर्मविदुत्तमः वैकुण्ठपुरुष प्राण प्राणदो वासवासनिजः हिरण्यगर्भ शत्रुघ्नो व्याप्तो वायुर्दोक्षजः
परमेश्वर
परिग्रहः
उग्र
उग्र
संवत्सरो
संवत्सरो दक्षो विश्रमो विश्वदक्षिणः
विस्तारस्थावरस्थाण प्रमाणं अर्थो नत्व
अर्थो
महातो
नतो कर्म करते
वत्सरो वत्सलो वत्सीरत्नगद्धो धनेश्वरः
धनेश्वरः
धर्मगुप्त धर्मकृद्धर्मी
सदक्षरमक्षरम्
सरसत्तरमक्षरम् अविज्ञाता
अविज्ञाता सहस्रांशु विदाता
सहस्रांशुविदादाकृतलक्षणः
कृतलक्षणः
गभस्तिनेमि
अस्तिनेति
सत्त्वसिंहो
सत्त्वस्तसिंहो
भूतमहेश्वरः
भूतमहेश्वरः
आदिदेवो
आदिदेवो
महादेवो देवेशो
महादेवो देवेशो
देवभृद्गुरुः
देवभृद्गुरुः
उत्तरो
उत्तर
गोपतिर्गोप्ता
गोपतिर्भोक्ता
ज्ञानगम्यपरायणः
ज्ञानगम्यपरानगः
शरीरभूतभोक्ता कपीन्द्रो
शरीरभूतभृत्भोक्ता कवीन्द्रो
भूरिदक्षिणः
भूरिदक्षिणः
सोमपो
सोमपो
सोमपुरुषत्तमः
मृतविसत्तमः
विनयो जय
विनयो
सन्धो
सात्वदाम्बदिः
जीवो
जीवो
साक्षी
विनिधा
मुकुन्दो
साक्षी मुकुन्दो
विक्रमः
विक्रमः
अम्बोनिधिरनन्तात्मा
महोदयोन्दगः
अजो
अजो महार्ग
महार्घस्वाभावियो
स्वाभावियोजिधा मित्र प्रमोदनः
आनन्दो नन्दनो
अनंतो नंदनो नंद सत्य धर्म त्रिविक्रमः
महर्षिः
महर्षि कपिलाचार्य कृतज्ञो वेदिनीश्वरी
त्रिपदसिजसाध्यक्षो
त्रिपदश्रीगसाध्यक्षो महाशृङ्गकृतान्तकृत
महाभारत गोविन्दसुषेण कनकाङ्गदी गुह्यो गभीरो गहनो चक्रगदाधरः वेदासाङ्गो जितकृष्णोदृढसङ्कर्षणोचितः वरुणो वारुणो वृषपुष्पनाक्षो महामनाः भगवान् भगवानन्दीवनमालीवनमालीहलायुधः आदित्यो ज्योतिरादित्य सहितः
सुधन्वाखण्डभरसुत्तारुणो तृणविप्रदः
देवीस्पृत्यासो
वासस्पतिर्यो निजगः निर्वाणं भेषजं विशक् सन्न्यासकृचमसान्दो निष्ठा शान्तिपरायणम् शुभाङ्गशान्तिदर्शष्टा कुमुदकुलेशयः
रोहितो
गोपीदो गोपतिर्गोप्ता विषभक्षो विषप्रियः अनिवर्तिनि वृत्तात्मा संक्षेप्ता शैलकृच्छिवः श्रीवत्सवक्षा श्रीनिवास श्रीपति श्रीमदाम्बरः
श्रीधश्रीशश्रीनिवास श्रीधर
श्रीधर
श्रीकर श्रेय
श्रीधर श्रीमान लोकात्रयाश्रयः
वत्सत्संगसदानन्दो
निर्गणेश्वरः
विदितात्मा
चिदात्मा
विधेयात्मा
विधेयात्मा सच्चेति चिन्ह संशयः
उदीर्ण
सर्वसक्षिरणी सदस्यरः
भूषयो
भूषयो भूषण भूतिर्दिशोकसुगनासनः शिष्मानचित्त कुम्भो विसितात्मा विशोधनः
अनिरुद्धो
अनिरुद्धो
प्रतिरथ विक्रमः कालनेमि वीरसावरीश्वरः त्रिलोकात्मा
त्रिलोके सखे सवके सिंहाधरिः
कामदेव
कामपालकामी कान्दकृतकमः
अनिर्देशो
अनिर्देशो विष्णुर्भैरवनन्दनञ्जयः
ब्रह्मण्यो ब्रह्म
ब्रह्मण्यो
ब्रह्म
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 ब्रह्म ब्रह्म
ब्रह्म
विवर्धनः
ब्रह्म
ब्रह्मणो
ब्रह्मी
ब्रह्मी ब्रह्मण्यो
ब्रह्मणः
ब्राह्मणप्रियः
महाक्रमो
महाक्रमो महाकर्म
महातेजा
महातेजामहोरगः
महाक्रतु
महायज्ञो
महाकविः
महाकविः
तव्यस्तवप्रियस्तोत्रं
स्तोत्रं
सुगीतोदारणप्रियः
सुगीतोदारणप्रियः
पूर्णपूरयिता पुण्यकीर्तनरामयः
पुण्यकीर्तिरामणयः मनोजवस्तीर्थगणो वसुरेधावसुप्रदः
वसुप्रदो
वसुप्रदो वासुदेव वसुरस्मिन् कविः
सद्गति
सत्कृति सत्कृति सत्ता सत्पूति सत्तानः
सूरसेनो
यदुश्रेष्ठसन्निवासयामनः
भूतावासो
वासुदेव सर्वासुनिलयो नलः
सर्वहादर्पदो
सर्पदोद्धृतो दुर्दुर्दोधापराजितः विश्वमूर्तिर्तीर्थमूर्तिर्मूर्तिर्मूर्तिमान् अनेकमूर्तिरव्यक्तः सदाननः एकोनैकसवक्त्यं यत्तदनुत्तमं
लोकबन्धु
लोकनाथो माधवो भक्तवत्सलः
सूर्णवर्णो
प्रकाशमचून्यो कृताशीरसलक्षणः अमान्यो लोकस्वामी त्रिधन्य सत्यमेधाधराधरः
तेजो वृषो
सर्वसस्कृताम्बरः प्रग्रहो निग्रहो व्यग्रो चतुर्बाहुचतुर्व्यूहचतुर्गतिः चतुरात्मा चतुर्वेद विदेहवात् समावक्तो विवृतात्मा निर्विक्रमः
दुर्लभो दुरारिः
दोस्तंदुवा
इंद्र कर्म वर्णबिंद
वर्णबिंदुरक्षोभ्य सर्ववागीश्वरे महाकृतो महाकर्तो मही
न्यगुरोदो
तुम प्रोचत चाणूराधरेशूदनः सहस्रार्थ सप्तजित्व सप्तैद सप्तभागनः अमूर्तिरनघोषिन्त्यो भयकृत्पयनाशनः अनुग्रहस्तस्थूलो गुणो
आधृत स्वधृत
स्वस्य प्राक्वंसो वंशवर्धनः योगी सर्वगामदः आश्रमश्रमण श्याम सुवाहनः धनुर्धरो दमः अपराजित सर्वसहो नियमो यमः सत्त्ववान् सात्य सत्य सत्यनः प्रीतिः
विहाय
रविर्विरोचनः
अनंतो
नेकजो प्रजः अनिर्विष्टमर्षिलोकाधिष्ठानमुत्पदः सनातनकविरव्ययः स्वस्ति 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 दक्षिणः
आरौद्र कुंडली
चक्री विक्रम शासनः
शब्दादिक शब्द सहस्र सर्वलेकरः अक्रूरप्ये सरोदक्षमदक्षिण क्षमिणाम्बरः उद्गतमो
विद्वत्तमो विदपय पुण्यश्रवण कीर्तनः
उत्तारणो
उत्कृतिः पुण्यो दुःस्वप्ननाशनः
वीरहारक्षण
रक्षण
संतो
संदो जीवन पर्यवस्थितः अनन्तरूपानन्दशीर्जितमन्युर्भयावहः सदुरश्लोकधीरात्मा विदिशो व्यादिशो दिशः अनादिभूलक्ष्मीर्षुवीरो ऋषिरङ्गदः
जननो
जन जन्मादिर्भीमो भीमो पराक्रमः
आधार निलयो
दादा पुष्पः सत्तजागरः
ऊर्ध्वगत्सत्पथाचार प्राणद प्रणव
प्रणग
प्रमाणं
प्रमाणं प्राणनिलय प्राणजीवनग
तत्त्वं तत्त्वविदेकात्मा जन्म
जन्ममृत्युजरादिगः भूर्भुवस्सुरः सविता प्रपितामहः
यज्ञो
यज्ञपतिर्यज्ञो
यज्ञवाहनः
यज्ञप्रत्यन्यकृत्यन्यसाधनः यज्ञान्नकृत्यन्यकुह्यमन्नमन्नादेव च आत्मयोनि स्वयज्ञातो वैखानसामगायनः
देवकीनन्दन
श्रेष्ठा श्रीदी सप्पावनासनः संघप्रतिनन्दगी सक्रिय स्वाङ्गदनदादरः
रतांगपाणि
रक्षोक्य सर्वप्रहरणायुधः
सर्वमयेति वनमाली गदी सांगी
संगी सक्रिय सानंदगी
श्रीमान नारायणो
विष्णु वासुदेवो विरक्षतु
वनमाली गदी
सांगी संगी सक्रिय सानंदगी
श्रीमान नारायणो
विष्णु वासुदेवो विरक्षतु
वासुदेव नमयते उत्सुर कालेति दिव्यमोघ ध्यानं रुक्मिणी सत्यभामाभ्यां सहितं कृष्णमासे Parasuti and Pur Uttarabhagam. I will skip. So we have seen one of the most important Parasutis which is mentioned is Yah idam sunyan nityam yaschapi parikirtayet nasubham prapnuyat kinchit somutre chamanavaha sunyan nityam. He who listens to this every day, yaschapi parikirtayet, and he who chants it every day, nasubham prapnuyat kinchit. Even a little bit of asubha he does not get. He becomes a chief among the manavas. That is, he becomes a person to be recognized. Okay. So every satsang we just chant up to wherever the meaning was told in the last satsang. So it is getting incomplete, so I thought once anyway it is better to chant the full thing. So now we'll resume. We have seen extensively meaning of Prabhuta. Prabhuta is bornful. So 3 satsangs we had on why Krishna is the Purnavatara. In what respect all the 16 kalas he is replete with. And Sri Rama was lacking in one or two things. He was not a Sarvajna. Rama was not an all-knowing person, as in the case of Krishna. And He also did not have the entire powers of Vishnu. He did not have the powers of Lord Vishnu as Krishna had. Why? Because Rama repeatedly, at the end of the Yuddha, the Devas, including Indra, and all people shower flowers on him, and then they tell him, "You please come back." And Rama is simply bewildered. ராமனுக்கு ஒரே ஆச்சரியமா இருக்கு. எதுக்கு என்ன எங்க கூப்பிடுறீங்க? Why are you calling me? And where? எங்க கூப்பிடுறீங்க? Why? And then they say, "You are Lord Vishnu. You have to come to Vaikuntha." Then he says, uh, "Mansham Atmata Manye." I am thinking that I am only a man. Mansham Atmana Manye. By myself, I think I am only a man. That's what Rama says. And because he was an avatar Purusha, he stayed with that human consciousness. And of course, extremely elevated human consciousness. He is supposed to have ruled the Bharatavarsha for 11,000 years. And finally, when he knew that his period was over, he got his full knowledge of himself. And then he decided to take Jala Samadhi in Sarayu. And he told the people of Ayodhya, "I am going to go into Jala Samadhi. Those who want to come with me, please come." He took everybody in Ayodhya to Vaikuntha. Full Punda, Adu, Madis, everybody, Mansai, everybody took with him to Vaikuntha. And the other thing is, he did not have the complete powers of Mahavishnu as Krishna had. Because what happened is, you see, even in the after he lost his wife, Sita, the way he was wandering about in the forest, okay, looking for Sita, and then not knowing where Lanka is, knowing that some Rakshasa has kidnapped him, that also he comes to know through Jatayu. And then using the help of Vanaras, he locates Sita. And Hanuman, for instance, is able to jump the ocean, whereas Rama had to build a bridge and walk. In fact, Sri Ramakrishna used to highlight the powers of Ramanam. He said, you see, taking Ramanam, Hanuman was able to jump across the ocean. But Rama himself had to build a bridge and walk. And even that built bridge was floating. It was made of stones, it was floating because Ramanam was written on each stone. They used to say that Ramanam is superior to Ram. That is what he used to say. So he had to seek the help of so many people, whereas Krishna was Sarvajñatva. He knew everything and he had all powers. And Rama, for instance, he was bound by Nagastram. Then Garuda had to come and release him. And Rama, toward the end, when he was fighting one-to-one with Ravana, ராவணனோட தலை ஒன்னா கீழே விழுறது, திருப்பி அந்த தலை போய் ஒட்டிக்கிறது. 10 தலையும் இஸ் நாட் ஏபிள் டு கில் Ravana. Then Rama himself is depressed. அப்போ அகஸ்தியர் he comes and teaches him a mantra called Aditya Hridayam. Aditya Hridayam Punyam Sarva Satra Vinasanam Jayavaham Jape Nityam Akshayam Paramam Shivam. So he recites Aditya Hridayam and tells Rama, you chant it 3 times, pray to Surya Bhagavan, and then you shoot the arrow. And Rama does Srira Chame Suchir Bhutva He sips water 3 times, he becomes pure. Then he takes Dhanuradaya Virivan. Then he shoots the arrow praying to Surya Bhagavan. It was the power of Surya that finally killed Ravana through Rama's arrow, of course. So these are the only two what we call shortcomings in the Purnatva of Rama. Otherwise, Krishna was Purnavatar, that is why Prabhutar. So now we will take the next Nama, Trikakub Dhama. Dhaman means residence, Irupidam. Kakub. Kakub means peak or humps. அதாவது இந்த காண்டாமிருகம் இருக்கு, you got the rhinoceros. They got horn, they call it kakub. Or you see a camel, it has got 3 humps. There are camels with 3 humps. அந்த திமிலுக்கு பேரு kakub. Kakub also means 3 branches. Okay. Kakub also, it can mean 3 curves. Okay. So this is Nama which is full of plenty of meanings, which is full of meanings. Kakub Dhama. He who resides in what they call 3 humps or 3 branches or 3 curves or 3 branches or anything like that. You can take. So in the Mahabharata, the first meaning is it can mean Varaha avatar. In Mahabharata, Krishna says, he tells Arjuna, I assumed the form of a boar with 3 horns. அதாவது வராக அவதாரத்தில் பகவான் வந்து 3 கொம்புகளோட அவதாரம் எடுத்து பூமியை தூக்கினார். அதனால ஐ எம் கால்ட் த்ரிககுப் தாம் அப்படின்னு கிருஷ்ணரே he tells Arjuna. Trikakub Dhama. So it is one of the meanings is Varaha avatar. The other is just now I was reciting the Vishnu Sahasranamam. This meaning occurred to me. 3 branches. It can also mean he resides in 3 places. What are 3 places? As Trivikrama Avatara, he put 1 foot on the earth, 1 foot. With 1 foot he measured the whole space. And with 3rd foot he put in Narakaloka, Patalaloka, and put Mahabali, pushed him down, stamped him down. Patalaloka அழுத்திட்டார் அவனை. So Trivikrama Avatara, Trikakub Dhama, he resides in 3 places. So it can mean Trivikrama Avatara. Then Vedanta padi, அதுக்கு ஒரு அர்த்தம் சொல்லணும்னாக்க Kakub, these 3 branches, they belong to the mind. அதாவது sleeping, waking and dreaming. தூங்கிறது, முழிச்சிருக்கிறது, கனவு காண்றது. இந்த 3 states are, these are only states of the mind. For now, I am aware that I am awake. In deep sleep, I am not aware that I am sleeping. But when I get up, I say that I slept. It means that I existed even in sleep. Then when you are dreaming, you have an inner personality of yourself. In dream, you have a personality which you know that you are. you are watching something, you know that you are aware of the watching of that scene. Okay. In fact, in dream, in waking state, water can go through your mind. In dream also, a thought will go through your own self. This I have experienced many times. Like for instance, uh, you see somebody, then நம்ம ரியல் லைஃப்ல பார்க்கும்பொழுது இவன் எவ்வளவு பெரிய முரணா, இஸ் சச் அ ரூட் ஃபெலோ, இஸ் அ ரவுடி அப்பயும் மைண்ட்ல நம்ம நினைப்போம். In dream also, when you see a similar person, your mind will be thinking, oh, this was a rowdy. And the beauty is, you are aware of the thought in the dream. And then the dream itself you recall when you get up. Okay. So what happens is there is a continuity of consciousness in waking, dreaming, and sleeping state. And this state is what is called Turiya. Okay. This is called Turiya Avasthai. That is itself, that is in fact the self, that is in fact the Atman, awareness, pure awareness. And if you want to know what it is, I think I have told you many times the story of great saint called Gurdjieff, Gurdjieff. He was a great mystic, okay, somewhere in East Europe. And he was a mystic and he was also an expert swordsman, okay. கத்தி சண்டை போடுறதுல வல்லவர். ஒரு தடவை என்னாச்சுனாக்க ஒரு அமெரிக்கன் இவர்கிட்ட வந்து கத்தி சண்டை கத்துக்கணும் அப்படின்ட்டு வரான். அப்ப இவர் சொல்றாரு, நான் வந்து உனக்கு கத்தி சண்டை சொல்லி தரேன், ஆனா ஒரு கண்டிஷன், நீ கத்துண்டுட்டேன்னா நான் சர்டிஃபை பண்ற வரைக்கும் என்ன மாட்டேன்னு சத்தியம் பண்ணிட்டு, and you should keep up your words. Yes, Guruji, I promise I will not leave you. One week he is allowed to eat, sleep, and be merry. And after that, he starts putting him on small errands. சின்ன சின்ன வேலை, கடைக்கு போய் புளி வாங்கி கொண்டு போய் விட்டுடுவா, வீடை பெருக்கு, you clean the toilet. அது மாதிரி he keeps on getting him occupied full time. And no thought, no word about soul fighting. கத்தி சண்டையை பத்தி பேச்சே கிடையாது. ஓகே, இது மாதிரி சர்வெண்ட் மாதிரி நடத்துறீங்க. he is treating it. ஒரு வாரம் ஆச்சு, 2 வாரம் ஆச்சு, this fellow is fuming. நம்மகிட்ட ஒரு சத்தியத்தை வாங்கிட்டு நம்ம ஏமாத்திட்டான், விட்டுட்டும் போக முடியல அப்படின்னு he is fuming. ஒரு நாள் அந்த ரூமை பெருக்கின்ற முதுகுல பயங்கரமா ஒரு அடி, ஒரு குச்சியினால, ஒரு மரக்குச்சியினால. திரும்பி பார்த்தா காட்ஜிப். திரும்பி பார்த்து என்ன ஏன் அடிச்ச அப்படிங்க. அப்படிதான், நான் எப்ப வேணாலும் ஒன்னு அடிப்பேன். அப்ப நான் திருப்பி அடிச்சா, இல்ல உன்னால என்ன திருப்பி அடிக்க முடியாது, நீ இந்த அடியில இருந்து தப்பிக்கணும்னாக்கா நான் உன்னை அடிக்க வரைச்ச, you have to raise your hands and say, Master, I am ready. Master, I am ready, you have to tell. Then this fellow thinks in the master is a nut. Anyway, let me try. அப்புறம் என்னன்னாக்கா டெய்லி 4-5 தடவை அடி வாங்குறோம். அடினாக்க சாதாரண அடி இல்லை, ரியலி பெயின்ஃபுல் ப்ளோஸ். அதுக்கப்புறம் slowly, that fear of getting that pain is continuously on him. He is continuously on the prowl. கண்டினியூஸா மைண்ட் காட்சி வராரா வராரா எங்கேயா வராரா வராரா பார்த்துட்டே இருக்கேன். எப்படி பிரம்மாவுக்கு 4 பக்கம் தலை இருக்கு, இஸ் வாட்சிங் எவ்ரிவேர். தட் இஸ் கால் விஸ்தாரதா. இந்த விஷ்ணு சாஸ்திரம் விஸ்தார ஸ்தாவர ஸ்தானம் படிப்போம் நாம. தட் இஸ் கால் விஸ்தாரதா. அது மாதிரி his whole attention is on God is approaching him. So then what happens? God பக்கத்தில் வச்சா மாஸ்டர் ஐ எம் ரெடி அப்படிங்கிற அவரை பார்த்து. அதுக்கப்புறம் அவர் பின்னால் வரைச்சே தெரியாது, கையத்துக்கு மாஸ்டர் ஐ எம் ரெடி அப்படிங்கிறார். then the master is very happy. அதுக்கப்புறம் அவன் தூங்கிட்டு இருக்க சாட்டிக்கிறார். நாள் முழுக்க வேலை செஞ்சு தூங்கிட்டு இருக்கேன், இப்போ அடிக்கிறியா அப்படின்னு. இல்லை அப்படிதான் அடிப்பேன். அதுவும் you have to raise your hand and say master I am ready. இவனுக்கு என்ன பண்றது தெரியல. பட் தூக்கத்துல there is some sort of wakefulness in sleep. ஜாகிரத் சுசுப்தி. மாஸ்டர் வராது. அந்த கோழிலாம் தூங்குறத பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அப்படிதான், கோழி நாயெல்லாம் அப்படி தூங்கிட்டு இருக்கும். பட் ஏதான ஒரு டிஸ்டர்பன் டக்குன்னு முடிச்சிடும். அது மாதிரி ஸ்லீப் he gets. So after 1 week or 2 weeks, மாஸ்டர் வரும்போதே டக்குன்னு தூக்கல முடிப்பார். அவர் ஃபுட் ஸ்டெப்பை கேட்டாலே மாஸ்டர் ஐ எம் ரெடி அப்படின்றார். he does it. அதுக்கப்புறம் ஒரு நாள் மாஸ்டர் காட்ஜிஃப் இஸ் ஸ்லீப்பிங். அதெல்லாம் கொரட்டை விட்டு தூங்கிட்டு இருக்காரு. இவன் அவரை போய் பார்க்குறான். இஸ் ஓல்டு மேன், அமெரிக்காவேன்னு வந்த ஒரு ஜென்டில்மேன் அக்ரிமெண்ட்ல என்னை வந்து கை கட்டி போட்டுட்டு என்னை அடிச்சு துன்புறுத்தி திஸ் fellow is sleeping. I will have my sweet revenge. அவர் பக்கத்துல ஒரு உண்மையான கத்தி இருக்கு. அவர் வந்து இவன் அடிச்சத மரத்தினால செஞ்ச கத்தி, உண்மையான கத்தி இருக்கு. அந்த கத்தியை எடுத்து தூக்கி அவரை கொல்ல போறான். அப்போ திடீர்னு தூக்கத்தையே கண்ணு மொழியே கை தூக்கி மை சன் ஐ எம் ரெடி. ஷாக். அவர் காலில் விழுறான். அப்போ அவர் எழுந்து, பரவாயில்ல, ஐ கேன் see your steps coming. உன் மனசுல என்னென்ன தாட்லாம் ஓடினதுன்னு தெரியும். நீ போய் கத்தியை எடுத்தது தெரியும், நீ கத்தியை தூக்கினது தெரியும். அது சொல்லிட்டு டெல்ஸ் இந்த பாரு, கத்தி சண்டைங்கிறது இட் நாட் அ ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ். அது வந்து ஒரு விளையாட்டு இல்லை. இட் இஸ் அ சார்ட் ஆஃப் இட் இஸ் பிளேயிங் வித் லைஃப். ஒரு ஸ்பிளிட் செகண்ட் கூட உன்னோட அட்டென்ஷன் எங்கேயும் டைவெர்ட் ஆகக்கூடாது. டைவெர்ட் ஆனால் எதிராளி ஒன்றா வெட்டிடுவோம். ஸோ யூ ஹாவ் டு ஹாவ் கம்ப்ளீட் அவேர்னஸ் த்ரூ அவுட் ஆல் தி டைம். அதுவும் எஸ்பெஷலி எதிராளியோடைய ஸ்வேர்டு, அதோட டிப்பை வந்து கண்டினியூஸ்லி வாட்சிங் இட். யாராவது கிளாப் பண்ணாங்க, நீ ஒரு நிமிஷம் தானே திரும்பினாக்கா தட் இஸ் ஆல். ஸோ யூ ஷுட் நெவர் ஸ்வர் ஈவன் ஃபார் ஸ்பிளிட் செகண்ட். This is the most important thing about sword fighting. Otherwise, these are all only technique. This is called blocking. This is called cross cut. You have to strengthen your body. It's an exercise, and that is all. So in 1 week, he teaches him all the tricks of sword fighting, and then he leaves for the states. And this state is what is called the Turiya. What are the great yogis and jnanis? They will be sleeping, they will be dreaming, they are awake, but they are fully aware that the mind is waking, mind is wakeful, mind is dreaming, mind is sleeping, but they themselves are only pure full awareness watching the mind. Okay. So, Sri Kakum Dhama, he whose residence is in these 3 states. Okay. The third meaning, the fourth meaning, one meaning was Varahata. The second meaning could be Vikramavatar. The third meaning is Vedanta, that is Turiya state. And the fourth meaning is The three is, you see, the Lord created Prakriti first before he created the universe. That he created Prakriti, that is nature, Maya. And then he gave her these three powers, Rajoguna, Tamoguna, Sattva-guna. And then he gave Maya full powers. You play with everybody so that they reap their karmas. Okay. And unless somebody surrenders to me, I will not come in the way. Unless somebody surrenders to a guru, I will not come in. I will not come in the way. Either to guru or to God, he has to surrender, realize that he is not the body, try to find out the meaning of life, and then he has to go to a guru. Till then, I will not come. So, but he is watching the whole thing. Okay, he is watching Prakriti's play. So he is watching the Sattva, Rajas, and Sattva, Tamas. Ah, sorry, okay. He watching them in play. Okay. So he is Kakub Dhama. And actually, as Mahavishnu, we have seen the difference between Mahavishnu, Prabhavishnu, Vishnu, Mahavishnu, Prabhavishnu. So Vishnu is Vishatita Vishnu. Vishnu is one who has entered the universe as consciousness of each and every particle, as the laws controlling it, controlling the movement of each and every particle. Our Satchidananda we saw in the earlier. The laws controlling the universe are Sat, Chit, and Ananda. These are purely what we call scientific terms. Okay. So Sat, Chit, Ananda, he has entered this, and using this Sat, Chit, Ananda, he is holding the whole universe. So that is called Rita. Okay. So Kakub Dhama, he who is holding the universe, okay, through Prakriti. And one more thing we have seen, Mahavishnu created Brahma, I mean as per Bhagavata Purana, and he created Rudra. Brahma is the creator, Rudra or Shiva is the annihilator. Padathal, Kathal, Adital. Adital Seravara Shivan. Kathal to preserve it and persevere it, Vishnu himself entered. And Mahavishnu is watching Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Brahma, his own consciousness is doing the pranayam. So he's placed all these three. Three Pada, Prabhuta, Three Kakubdhama. So this particular term Kakubdhama, Three Kakubdhama, has got so many meanings. Okay. Chikakubdhama Pavitram Mangalam Param. Pavitram Param. Mangalam Param. So in the Purva portion we have told, Yudhishthira asks, Bhishma says, Pavitranam Pavitram Yo Mangalanam Cha Mangalam. Pavitranam Pavitram Yo, among those which purify. Pavitram is a purifier, or that which is pure, purer than the purest. Pavitranam Pavitram Yo, Pavitram Param. So, the word Pavitram comes from the root Pu. Pu means to purify. Punyavati. Punyavati name of the Punyam also comes only from this. Okay? Punati, Punatu. So Pu is to purify. So the Pavitra is comes from the root purify. Pavitra means the purifier. So Pavitram Param. What is the Pavitram Param? we have seen Pavitranam Pavitram Yo in the context. We have seen. See, துணியில வந்து அழுக்கு இருக்கு. ஓகே, அந்த அழுக்கு என்ன பண்றோம்? ஒரு டிட்டர்ஜென்ட் போட்டு வாஷ் பண்றோம். அது என்ன பண்ணுது? டிட்டர்ஜென்ட் வந்து பை surface tension அதில் இருக்க அழுக்கெல்லாம் டிட்டர்ஜென்ட் அப்சார்ப் and the detergent is in water. And the water எங்க விடுறோம்? That water we just pour into the drain. From the drain it goes to some tank, Kolamo, Kuttayo, or it goes to a river. And then from the river it goes to the sea. You see the concentration of dirt in each one. And the maximum concentration is in the soap. It is diluted in water, and in water is thrown into the river. It is more diluted, and when that enters the ocean, it is much more diluted. So this is called Pavitranam Pavitram Param. That which purifies more and more and more and more and more. You take an example. We all know that Mother Ganga purifies. So before that, I wanted to clarify one thing on the Varaha avatar. Okay? Our Swamiji, this Purvaswami, was asking me, what is this meaning? They say, I mean, people, people, rational people question. The earth went under the sea, and then Varaha avatar came and he lifted the earth. What does it mean? Earth went under went under water. Now the thing is, there are two ways of looking at it. These stories are meant to elevate you. See, what happens is you read Krishna Avatara, you read Rama Avatara, your mind gets purified. There is no point in applying the intellect to such a story, because in that case, you are falling into a trap. They say, Kattadu Kaiman Nalavu Kalladu Ulavadu. What all we know is absolutely minuscule. Even Newton said, I am like a child picking pebbles on the shore. The vast unexplored ocean is before me. Even today, for instance, they say there is something called dark matter in what is it? What's the dark matter and dark something like that. They say there is some matter which is not knowable, which is not known, and which is not knowable. And therefore, many things, our observation is based only through our five senses. Okay? And with scientific instrument, we are trying to extend, but it has got its own limitation. In fact, there can be more and more senses. Okay? More and more sensual perceptions also. You know, anje, அதாவது the sense of touch, the sense of smell, the sense of seeing, all those things. That could be many more such sense, what you call sensation, and many more senses in advanced beings. Okay, so there is really no point in analyzing, doing aspecting analysis of this of these stories, because that is not the purpose of these stories. The purpose of these stories is to elevate your consciousness. So there is no point in analyzing such stories. But in any case, I want to tell you something. See, what we call gravity is something which pulls an object in one direction. We say Earth's gravity, the Earth is pulling everything towards its center. Okay. Now, If you know scientific, one explanation could be all the what you call the crust of the earth, which is a few hundred kilometers in depth, they are all floating in molten metal, okay, including the water. Okay. Water is also on a crust. Okay. So if the metal in which it is floating suddenly loses the density, everything can sink into that. This is a very, this is one explanation. The Lord, with his power, he entered, and then you see he expanded like propping up through many prongs. பல விதத்துல 3 கொம்பு வச்சுட்டு கை ரெண்டு கால் எல்லாத்தையும் வச்சுட்டு he just propped up the whole thing. And then he fought Hiranyaksha to increase the density of the water. This is one possibility. The other is anything that deviates the orbit of any planet from its intended thing is a gravitational force. Okay, it is a disturbance. This Hiranyaksha could have assumed the form of a huge ball of water and attracted the earth, and the earth might have, as a ball, gone to him. And the Rakshasas, we know, they are capable of creating, they are capable of many things, creativity. So that is one possibility. And the other beautiful thing is, in our own body, there are what are called pancha pranas. Prana, apana, samana, vyana, udana. Prana is whatever we breathe in and out, that which goes from nose to the solar plexus up and down, that is prana. Apana is water goes from the solar plexus up to the bottom, the evacuation port. That is apana. It travels this way, that way. And samana is what balances both. That is, for instance, when you breathe out, you have to suck your stomach inside and breathe out. When you breathe in, you have to push your stomach outside and breathe in. So this sort of balance is done for a diaphragm. Okay. So the action of the diaphragm is called the samana. And jhana is, when it permeates the whole body, outside body. Okay. And there is a beautiful thing called the udana. Udana is what is locked up as what they call the Kundalini Shakti at the bottom of the spine. Okay. In the case of the gents, I think it is in the prostate gland, and in the case of the ladies, I think it is in the garbhapai. Okay, so that is where the udana is locked up. Now the udana, if somebody knows how to raise the udana, he can overcome the gravitational force. Because all these forces are again only forces which act through prana. I mean, force acts through a prana, particle called prana. So all these forces act through prana. And then with the udana force, udana is stronger than the pranic downward force. People can elevate, they can levitate. So another possibility is, as far as the earth is concerned, we have got the what we call the plane, solar plexus, solar system, and Dhruva Nakshatra is the top. Okay, so top for the earth is Dhruva, and bottom is down below, the southern pole. So it has to stay in that plane, and that is done again, through law of gravity, which I told you is again due to prana. Okay, it is a pranic force, and this fellow Hiranyaksha, manipulating prana, he could have exercised a downward pull on the earth and tried to suck the earth down below. And the Lord would have gone and lifted it up. So there are many such possibilities, and we do not know all these secrets. But if you are a very serious and sincere sadhaka, just accept these stories, because only by listening to the Leela avatar of God, you get devotion to God. You see, one can get the jnana, okay, jnana by reading, Upanishad, by Viveka Chudamani, by scripture, continuous Ravana Mananam, you can get jnana. And then by continuous practice, you can get the jnana that you are not the body. But these stories are meant for you to get bhakti. As Sri Aurobindo says, the ultimate uh, teaching of Gita is not jnana. He says the ultimate teaching is only bhakti. And that is what Sri Aurobindo says. And in fact, Adi Shankara, one day we'll see, Adi Shankara has written a beautiful, concise work called Prashnottara Ratnamalika. Prashna Kelvi, Uttara Badil, Ratnamalika. A gem of questions and answers. Okay. Adula, one of the things he says is Kaha Durlabaha. What is Durlabha? What is very difficult to get? He says Hari Bhakti. It is very difficult to get devotion to God. He says Brahmajnana can be obtained, but not devotion to God. And repeatedly, yes. So that is why now one of the classic things is Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam. Bhakti combined with jnana. So that is the state. Okay. Now if you want to get that bhakti, just enjoy reading this. Like you see a novel or you read a movie. Don't try to analyze these things. Okay. Let people who question them, anyway you can never convince them. Okay. You take care of yourself first. You take care of your soul. Okay. So this I wanted to tell you in the connection with the Vanahata. So Pavitranam Pavitram Yo, we are coming. The Mother Ganga purifies anybody who takes bath in her. Okay. And Kumbh Mela, the very purpose is, Mother Ganga went and cried to Mahavishnu, all people are taking bath in me and I am getting polluted by their sins. அவங்க பாவம்லாம் எனக்கு ஏறி இருக்கு, என்ன யார் பியூரிஃபை பண்ணுவா? அப்போ சிவன் சொல்றாரு, நீ கவலைப்படாத, 12 வருஷத்துக்கு ஒரு தடவை கும்பமேளான்னு வரும். A lot of saints will come and take bath in you. And when they dip in Ganga, they will take all your sins. Okay? You will get purified. Okay? Not only during Kumbh Mela, every day a lot of saints are taking bath in the Ganga. And that way Ganga is getting purified. Okay? Now these saints are observing the papam, karma of millions of people. Where does it go? They meditate, they take the name of the Lord, okay? And then it dissolves in the name of the Lord. When they do bhajan, kirtana, pranayama, when they do tapas, tapas is a fire. So all the sins which they get through Ganga, it is getting burnt in their tapas, in their nama sankirtanam, in their nama japa, in their dhyana, it is getting burnt. And then what happens? The nama itself gets polluted. Okay, where does the nama end? Send its Papa, Nama is a very powerful purifier, but Nama itself gives it to what is called silence. What is at the backdrop in Nama? When you say Ram, it means that in Akash, in space, you have created a sound vibration Ram, and that is dissipated into space. And what is space filled with? Space is filled with pure silence, pure consciousness of the divine. It is melted into the divine. Like when you wash a cloth, அதில் இருக்க அழுக்கெல்லாம் சோப்புலேருந்து தண்ணிலேருந்து ரிவர் வாட்டர்லேருந்து கடலுக்கு போய் இட் இஸ் கெட்டிங் டைல்யூட்டட். அதே மாதிரி people's sins are getting diluted finally in the pure consciousness which is Vishnu. Okay, and at the time of dissolution, it all goes back into Mahavishnu. Okay, and he's just a pure watchman. He's watching the whole thing. Okay, so Pavitranam Param, Pavitram Mangalam Param, Pavitranam Pavitram Yo, Mangalanam Cha Mangalam. So we have seen the word Pavitram Param has got so much of meaning. So in the next satsang, we'll see Mangalam Param. Okay. Before we end up with the prayer, anybody has got any questions, comments? Because after some of the prayer, it's also peaceful. I don't feel like disturbing myself or others. If anybody has got any question or any comment, you can share. Okay. Manobodhyahankara chittani naham na cha srotra jive na cha grana netre na cha vyoma bhumihi na tejo na vayuho chidananda rupah शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं Om Namo Narayanaaya, 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 Om Namo Narayanaaya. Om Namo Narayanaaya, 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 Om Namo Narayanaaya. Om Namo Narayanaaya, 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 Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Meditate on Narayana in your heart and Veda Vyasa in your crown. Expand your consciousness to the edge of the universe. You are a Virata Purusha. With Vyasa on your head and Narayana in your heart. Raise your hand in a blessing pose. Visualize the earth as a small globe. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramayaha. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kachit dukha bhag bhave. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let there be peace on earth. Let there be peace in Ukraine. Let the war end. Between Ukraine and Russia. Let there be peace on earth. Let all people be happy, free from disease. Let all people see and witness only holy, beautiful, and auspicious things. Let there be peace, peace, peace. Visualize light from and from Lord Narayana, golden yellow light going through your palms and showering beautiful golden yellow light all over the earth. Let the earth be transformed into a heaven. Thank you. Okay. Next Sunday will be.
Thank you. Thank you, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guruji.
Thanks. Thank you all.